Now, Good Morning Maryland.
It's hard to believe that with school being back in session at the end of the month, summer's over. Well, some children with a school year will be the beginning of their education as they start pre-K or kindergarten. There is no disagreement that enrolling your child in a pre-K sort of program is key to developing a school future. But how do you get them ready? ABC 2 News' Kelly Swoop helps us find out in this morning's Take 5.
It's the song of the summer, but soon the chance to go to the ball game will be replaced with the ABCs.
And where do we always start? At the left side.
At the Goddard School in White Marsh, most of these kids are heading to kindergarten and are prepared thanks to the pre-K experience. So what can you do now to help your soon-to-be pre-K child get ready? Tip number 1. Give them a little independence.
I would suggest, if there's a month left here before pre-K starts, to make sure that you're not doing for your child what they should be doing for themselves. Encourage them to clean up their own trash after they eat. Encourage them to lay out their own clothes at night to help pack their lunch.
Tip number 2, start a schedule, especially with eating.
Some children are pickers, they eat all day. We really need to get that routine down.
Number 3, start filling up their social calendar now without spending a lot of money.
Take them to those library reading groups and say, these are the kind of children you're going to be around.
And if your child is a bit nervous, make a field trip to their new school so they can get a feel for where things are.
And maybe that week before, we always encourage our parents to come into the school. It's great that we're open year-round, so you can come in. We all, know where they're going as far as what classroom they're going to. So coming in, visiting in the classroom, so that they're really comfortable, finding their mailbox and where their lunch goes and things like that, so that on the first day, it's not so chaotic for the parent. They already know what to do, so they can really just focus on bringing their child to their classroom.
And tip number 5 may be the hardest for moms and dads, but never, ever let them see you sweat.
This is a wonderful gift that you're giving this child. This is not something to feel guilty about or anxious about. You're giving them that gift of that wonderful foundation of learning and the friendships, the social aspect. So again, kindergarten is going to be so much easier because of what they've experienced through pre-K.
Helping you take 5 before pre-K anxiety kicks in. Kelly Swoop, ABC 2 News.
Tomorrow on Good Morning Maryland, we're going to talk about the anxiety that Kelly was just talking about and how you can control it not only for your child, but for you as well. All right, well, it is summertime, and so the kids are sleeping in. They're having a few more lazy days until school begins.
But right now, it's that time that the anxiety sits in for kids going to a new school or maybe starting school for the very first time. ABC 2 News' Linda So helps curb that anxiety in this morning's Take 5.
Pre-K is such an exciting time.
Exciting and scary for mom, dad, and the new student. So for everyone, there are things you can do to make the first days easier. Tip number 1, don't ignore the worries. Let your child know that you understand his or her fears and then get them prepared so their fears and worries can start to go away.
Anxiety is caused by a lot of times not knowing what to expect. So whatever you can do to help that child know what to expect. Visiting the school ahead of time, reading library books about the first day of school, going over the schedule.
Tip number 3, understand that when a child feels stressed or has anxiety, accidents do happen.
A child may start having accidents. A child may not sleep well at night. A child's eating habits may change. These are all signs that they are having a little bit of stress.
And when that happens, parents should move to tip number 4. Ask questions about what your child is excited about so he or she can focus on the positive things they'll be doing at their school. And tip number 5, moms and dads, this one's for you.
If your child seems okay, don't overkill it. Some parents will talk and talk and talk, and a child was okay, and all of a sudden they're so nervous that it was their parents' anxiety that kind of caused them to have anxiety.
And remember, you'll all see each other again at the end of the day.
But just realize that your child's still your baby. Your child's going to be your baby forever. But it is time for them to kind of grow up a little bit and go off to school.
Helping you take 5, Linda So, ABC 2 News.
And a few more tips for parents. Here's what you'll need to dodge that anxiety. How about a shoulder to cry on, a listening ear, plenty of patience, and a good book could ease that anxiety. We look at the top 5 preschool age back-to-school books tomorrow here on Good Morning Maryland. All right, Good Morning Maryland time now, 6:09. And this week, we're talking about getting you ready for your big first day. The first day of pre-K. It's exciting, scary, but there are things you can do right now to help. The biggest thing you can do is prepare your child. ABC 2 News' Kelly Swoop has a list of 5 great books to check out at the library right now.
Preschool. Your child's education starts there. So what can you do?
To have them be able to be around other children beforehand and talking to a child about what's going to happen, maybe read some books.
Good books. There's a great idea. So head to the library for these top titles. We found 5 good books dealing with separation anxiety on education.com. The first, Llama, Llama, Missing Mama, helps ease a child's fears of leaving the nest for the first time. Another good read for your preschooler, I Love You All Day Long, which adds a little humor to the situation. And then there's The Kissing Hand.
It's a story about a little raccoon who will go off to night school, and while they're at night school, mommy goes home and he doesn't want to leave. So the mama raccoon puts a little kiss in the raccoon's hand and says, hold on to it until I come back to get you, and then you can give it back to me.
Number 4, try Mommy Don't Go, which allows kids to make choices throughout the book so they can see each outcome. And number 5, First Day Jitters, which has a twist at the end kids are sure to enjoy. No matter which book you choose, you can use these as a guide to help prepare for the first day.
Maybe draw a little heart inside the hand of the child and then have it, or maybe have a picture and cut the picture in half, and the parent take the picture of the child with them to work. That the child bring the picture of mommy and daddy to school, and when they reconnect at the end of the day, put the picture back together. So the child knows that the parents have been thinking about them at work, and they've been thinking of mommy and daddy.
Kelly Swoop, ABC 2 News.
I know you're interested now in getting these books at the local library, so we contacted the Baltimore County Library, and they say they have one of the titles in stock in big numbers, but there are only a few of the others in the entire system, so check with your local library to see if they have the books, okay? It is 6:11. It's time to head back to school before you know it. For preschoolers, they'll be learning lots of new things for the first time. And in this morning's Take 5, ABC 2 News' Linda So tells us 5 things to expect from your tot developmentally.
You're writing other people's names?
Yeah. When kids go to preschool, it opens up a world of learning, from writing to reading and following directions.
Quietly line up at the door.
Your tot will make huge strides. The first thing to expect from your preschooler is an eagerness to learn and try new things.
Children typically come home and start wanting to grab that crayon and paper, pencil and paper, and start writing letters. They're going to want to start showing you their artwork, start showing you things they're learning on the computer, where maybe they didn't have an interest the first month or so of school.
Taking a call.
When it comes to social and emotional development, your preschooler should know how to take turns and share with friends.
You're going to start seeing empathy because they're going to start learning that in school about caring for others. So you might see them showing a little bit more of that.
Preschoolers learn a lot through play and enjoy being around other children. So the third thing to expect is a busier social calendar for your little one.
Also probably going to ask for play dates. You know, they're going to be making friends, so they're going to really want to continue that outside of school.
Fourth, when it comes to intellectual development, preschoolers should be able to communicate their needs and ideas.
Big key at this age is to be able to say I'm sorry and to be able to say I forgive you.
And fifth, expect a lot of questions. Kids at this age like to know the hows and whys. Tips to help you take 5 for your preschooler. Linda So, ABC 2 News.
Now, tomorrow on Good Morning Maryland, 5 things to do on the first day of preschool to make sure it goes nice and smooth. It is 6:11. The first day of preschool can be exciting and scary. In this morning's Take 5, ABC 2 News' Linda So has 5 things you can do on the big day to make it go smoothly for everyone.
When your kid walks into the classroom for the first time, it can be overwhelming. New faces, a new environment, saying goodbye to mom and dad, it all adds up to those pre-K jitters. But there are things you can do to make the first day go more smoothly.
It's taking a call.
First day you want to do starts the night before. help the child pick out the first little outfit they're going to wear, let them have a choice of that, helping them decide if the school doesn't supply lunch, help them decide what they're going to want to bring so they know what's in their lunch for the day.
The second thing you can do is to talk to your kid about the big drop-off and what's going to happen. And third, before you leave the house, make sure your little one eats a nutritious breakfast.
And that first day of school, bring them into school fully ready. A good breakfast, something that's going to give them the energy. We're ready.
Fourth, give yourself plenty of time to get out the door. Parents, don't rush.
Maybe take off that morning from work if you can, you know, to really be able to give your full focus and full attention to your child. You're not going to know how that day might go. So giving yourself enough time, maybe dropping off a little bit earlier than normal so that you have enough time as a parent to drop off, to speak with the teachers, to show their child where they need to go.
And when it's time to pick up your preschooler at the end of the day, be ready to celebrate. Go out for some ice cream or call grandma to talk about the big day. That way, your kid will be excited to go back.
They look like they need some water.
Helping you take 5 so your child has a great first day at pre-K. Linda So, ABC 2 News.
Trust me, 12 years from that day, you won't be able to look back at those pictures, man. It is going to be tough.